Hello, Wayne here. Welcome to my very first news broadcast. Um, Welcome to my channel, and if you could like, subscribe, and comment, it would help very much, and I'd very much appreciate it. Let's get to the news. Israel and Hamas, this is from the Associated Press. Israel and Hamas have agreed to extend their ceasefire until Wednesday, raising the prospect of further exchanges of militant-held hostages for Palestinians imprisoned by Israel and a long halt to their deadliest and most destructive war. 11 Israeli women and children freed by Hamas entered Israel on Monday night after more than 7 weeks in captivity in Gaza, in the fourth swap under the original 4-day truce. 33 Palestinian prisoners released by Israel arrived early Tuesday in East Jerusalem and the West Bank town of Ramallah. The prisoners were greeted by loud cheers as their bus made its way through the streets of Ramallah. The deal for 2 additional days of ceasefire raised hopes for further extensions, which would also allow more aid into Gaza, which has been battered by weeks of Israeli bombardment and a ground offensive that have driven 3/4 of the 2.3 million population from their homes. Excuse me. But Israel says it remains committed to crushing Hamas military capabilities and ending its 16-year rule over Gaza. That would likely mean expanding a ground offensive from devastated northern Gaza to the south. Roughly 240 hostages were captured by Hamas in its October 7th attack in southern Israel. That ignited the war. More than 13,300 Palestinians have been killed since the war began. According to the Hamas-controlled health ministry in Gaza, about 1,200 people have been killed in Israel, mostly during the initial incursion by Hamas. I don't know what people expect Israel to do after these terrorists come in there and did what they did. Did they not think that Israel was going to go in there and stomp them to the ground? But I hate to hear of any civilian dying or any soldier dying or anybody dying, but I don't feel like Israel has a choice but to go in and get these guys cleaned out. And they're hiding their hostages they're hiding their Hamas underneath hospitals and schools and people's homes. And so what's Israel supposed to do, man? Yeah. Okay. This is from Fox News. The Biden administration and the far-left Green New Deal agenda is coming for your gas-powered vehicles. But it turns out their laser focus on electric vehicles, EVs, may actually harm the very environment they want to protect. While we recognize the importance of reducing transportation emissions and vehicle electrification can play its part, we do not share the same optimism expressed by the Biden administration and its proponents on how effective an EV-only strategy can be. I think it's crazy. Okay. Let's talk about Hunter. This is from the Washington Associated Press. Hunter Biden on Tuesday offered to testify publicly before Congress in response to a subpoena from Republicans, investigating nearly every aspect of his business dealings as they pursue an impeachment inquiry into his father, President Joe Biden. The Democratic president's son slammed the inquiry as a fishing expedition and refused to give closed-door testimony, but said he would answer any pertinent and relevant questions in front of the House Oversight Committee next month, setting up a potential high-stakes face-off. Representative James Comer of Kentucky, the chairman of the House Oversight Committee, subpoenaed Hunter Biden in early November in the inquiry's most aggressive step yet, and one that tests the reach of congressional oversight powers. Comer's office did not immediately respond to a request for comment on Tuesday. Doesn't sound like he volunteered to do anything. It sounds like he got subpoenaed. Maybe the truth will finally come out, huh? Okay. This is from the Associated Press. Intercepted calls from the front lines in Ukraine show a growing number of Russian soldiers want out. An audio intercepts from the front lines in Ukraine, Russian soldiers speak in shorthand of 200 to mean dead, 300 to mean wounded. I don't get that. Russian soldiers speak in shorthand of 200s to mean dead, 300s to mean wounded. The urge to flee has become common enough that they also talk of 500s, people who will refuse to fight. As the war grinds into its second winter, a growing number of Russian soldiers want out, as suggested in secret recordings obtained by the Associated Press, of Russian soldiers calling home from the battlefields of Kharkiv, Luhansk, and Donetsk regions in Ukraine. The calls offer a rare glimpse of the war as it looked through Russian eyes, a point of view that seldom makes its way into Western media, largely because Russia has made it a crime to speak honestly about the conflict in Ukraine. They also show clearly how the war has progressed, from professional soldiers who initially powered Vladimir Putin's full-scale invasion to men from all walks of life compelled to serve in grueling conditions. Them invading Ukraine was terrible, but you don't know who to believe these days. You look at one website, Russia's winning, the other website, Ukraine's winning, and then another website might say there's going to be nuclear war, and I just don't know what to believe. Well, that's all I've got for today, but if you guys, like I said in the trailer, if you got any suggestions, constructive criticism, if there's a website you'd like me to look up or a story you'd like me to follow that I haven't already followed, just let me know and we'll check it out together. If you would like, subscribe, and comment to my videos, that would help me grow the channel. I'd very much appreciate it. Thank you guys. We'll see you next time.